Shaming brothers will not bring them back. These brothers are gone, and the trends are changing, and SYSBM, in my personal view, is a very good solution for every brother to at least try. For decades now, you have seen women, black women, say that niggas ain't shit and all this other stuff, trying to shame black men, saying that they ain't worth anything and they don't provide, or the rest of the bullshit we all know. And for the most part, a lot of this stuff is not even true. Most black men don't even, the majority of black men don't even have any kids, and the ones that do, they're more active in their kids' lives than any other group of men, and those are statistical facts. Now, me personally, I have been saying this for years, that only subjugate yourself to one specific group of women as a black man is just foolish within itself. So, me personally, I like to see that brothers are going to find women that best fit them. And as a black man, you want peace. You don't want to be in a relationship with a woman that is trying to compete with you, that is combative and not willing to cooperate, and always got to give you some bullshit. No man wants to be with a woman that all through her prime decides she wants to fuck and suck and have kids by the lowest of the low, the bottom 20%, and then as she gets in her 30s and she sees that she don't have the value that she used to have, and motherfuckers ain't hitting on shit with her, now she wants the good man. Don't no man want to get with a woman and make her his wife and she's already got 3 and 4, 2, 3 and 4 or 5 kids. No man wants that. No man wants to be with a ratchet ass woman with a nasty attitude, with a feminist mindset that is masculine. No man wants that. And so now, with all this information that's out here, thanks to the internet, brothers are out here spreading information, sharing their stories. And if more than one person is saying the same story about a particular group of women, then that story must be true. And then you have these pro-black mofos out here, saying that SYSBM is for weak men and all this other bullshit. Those kind of shaming tactics, it's not gonna work. All you're doing is confirming everything that they're doing is right. To leave, to go find a group of women that accepts you for who you are. And that's what brothers have been doing. And me personally, I think a lot of different races of women are good mates for black men. Now, I'm not saying that there are no good black women, but there's not enough good black women for all the good black men. So any logical thinking man is going to be like, okay, then I'm going to go seek something else. And then that's what they do. Because the American black woman, especially, is probably the worst woman you want to deal with in a relationship. Now, I'm not even in a relationship with a black woman, but from some of the things that I've seen, just by seeing how the black women in my family interact with men that they be with, it's no way in hell that I will put up with that bullshit. And I was fortunate enough to have an older brother before he passed away to put me up on game, to show me that I didn't have to deal with this type of bullshit. And there are other groups of women out here that will accept you for who you are, that it's not masculine, that it's not combative. And so I always exercise my options. Now, trying to dick police and shame black men in the stand, on the plantation, it's not going to work. The walls are already down. They've been overrun, and it's only going to get worse. And then you hear these hotels and these pro-blacks talking about, don't you want, black kids and blah, blah, all the fucking talking points. But not one time do you hear them say that they are trying to address the issues that brothers are talking about. No, you don't hear them say that. You don't hear them say that at all. So I don't blame black men when they date outside their race. If that woman makes them happy, if that Asian woman makes them happy, if that white woman makes them happy, if that Latin woman makes them happy, then more power to them, because I like to see brothers happy. This channel is for male enlightenment. This is a man's first channel, and a black male first channel, ADOS male channel, because nobody on this planet, especially in the country of America, has to deal with the most bullshit than an ADOS male. We have to deal with the most bullshit. Once we walk out of our house every day, no matter if we're rich or poor, there's a certain degree of bullshit we all have to deal with every day on a day-to-day basis. And when you come home, your home is supposed to be your sanctuary. You don't, or you shouldn't have to be dealing with a combative spouse or mate or girlfriend or whatever you want to call it. You shouldn't have to deal with that shit. And when I be seeing these brothers out here with these different races of women, the vast majority of them seem happy. They seem like they found a peace of mind. Now, don't get me wrong. All women come with, a certain degree of bullshit. But then it's that degree of bullshit that only comes from the BW. And you hear time after time numerous of black men from all across this country saying the same thing. And now that brothers are deciding to exercise other options, people are beginning to panic. People are worried, but it's too late. This trend is not going to change. It's just not. And these pro-blacks and these hotels, instead of shaming black men for exercising their options, what they should be doing is trying to address the problem and the reasons why these men decided to exercise all these other options. Because if you're not offering nothing, but you expect this man to bring something, who's going to take that? Nobody's going to take that proposition. So all I'm saying is it's too late. I don't see this trend changing at all. Most men that are SYSBM, I never really even heard them even speak on it or even talk about it. They just did their thing. But now when people start attacking it and all this other stuff, all you doing is made it popular. And now so everybody's like, what's the deal with this SYSBM? So when they go look for the information and start seeing other brothers' content talking about SYSBM and stuff, and they like, damn, this don't sound like a bad idea. And that's the same thing that happened with MGTOW. Nobody knew. People had been MGTOW for hellas and wasn't saying anything. But then next thing you know, they started attacking MGTOW. And next thing you know, people start going to check out the information, and it caught fire. The same thing with SYSBM. Once people started getting that information and seeing brothers that doing a thing, and they like, damn, there is better options out there. And it is. Now, all women do practice hypergamy. But, you know, at the end of the day, men want feminine women. Men want cooperative women. And sometimes you gotta go elsewhere. You know, the shaming tactics, I think it's just, you know, I laugh at the shaming tactics and stuff, because they say, well, you know, black men can only get fat white women and all this other stuff. So if he can only get a fat white woman, that should tell you something right there. That if this black man is choosing a fat white woman over a black woman that's not fat, or even a fat black woman, that should tell you something, that maybe that black woman needs to step her game up. Because obviously this white woman is doing something that this black woman ain't doing. Because if she was, then that fat white woman wouldn't even have a chance. And see, the problem is black women don't think they have to compete, they shouldn't compete, and they don't know how to compete. And that's why they're losing. And they're going to continue to lose because their elders didn't show them the ways of how to compete, because they didn't know how to compete and they didn't want to compete. And that's why they're losing. And I always see BWs and they maggles. Well, black men can only get fat white women. They're getting the bottom of the barrel and all this other stuff. If they're only getting the bottom of the barrel, which I know is not true, if they are choosing to be with the bottom of the barrel of other ethnicity groups, that should tell women, that should tell you something about the women that look like them. That speaks volumes. So, you know, the shaming tactics and all that other stuff is not gonna work. It's just not. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna bring brothers back on the plantation at all. Because at the end of the day, as a black man, if you can't get a peace of mind with a woman you with, and you want to deal with a woman, you're gonna deal with the woman that's gonna give you the least amount of issues. And from what I've been seeing and what I've been hearing from other brothers, other women from other ethnicities and other cultures give them the least amount of bullshit that they have to deal with. And so they choose to deal with those women. You know, and it is what it is. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter what ethnicity the woman is. When a black man give her his seed, that kid's black. Period. If you like the content, feel free to share it, like and subscribe to the channel. And for you shamers and you dick policers, instead of doing that, won't you try to address the issues that made them brothers leave in the first place? Because from what I see, we're at a point of no return. And I don't see those brothers turning back. Once you've tasted that old nasty, rotten flame, you don't want to deal with that shit no more. Peace, and I'm out.